Have you been thinking about moving to Oregon from California? Today we're going to talk about just this. We're going to talk about my top takeaways for people who are thinking about moving from California to Oregon. Now, let's just be straight. I grew up in Oregon. I always tell people I'm the only person you'll meet here who was born and raised here and have lived here all of my life, except for a short 6-month stint when we lived in Shasta County, California. But basically, I'm an Oregonian through and through. But I married a California guy, so it all works out in the end and it's just fine. And that's one great thing about Oregon and the Portland metro area specifically. We are a melting pot of people from all over. But you hear the rumors, and honestly, the numbers back it up. A lot of people move from California to Portland. So why? Let's dig in. Jenny Turner with Lovejoy Real Estate, and today we're going to talk about the differences from California to Oregon, specifically moving to the Portland metro area, and what are the surprises and what should you keep in mind. Number one, the equity is real. Portland home costs and Oregon home costs in general are significantly less than the California prices. LA, San Francisco Bay Area, that's way more expensive than the Portland metro market and other Oregon areas. Now, sometimes I find that difference is not as much as people expect. On paper, it's about 24%. Cost of living and cost of housing in Oregon is about 24% lower than it is in California. But practically, some people think they're going to get here and it's going to be a $400,000 house and it's going to be like 8,000 square foot, 4 acres, magical shop, everything like that for $400,000. So sometimes people's expectations are still not in line, but it is about 0.25% lower cost of living in Oregon. So about 24%, almost 25% lower here. So it is real. It is less expensive to live in Oregon than it is to live in California. Number two, the climate change is real. It is rainier in Oregon than it is in California, especially along the Willamette Valley. We have a lot more gray, drizzly days, but that's because it's green. It's beautiful here. I was just talking to another Oregonian about how I love that it's green, and secretly, I kind of like the rain. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but the rain gives us all the green, and I don't mind it, especially on those first fall days. It's gray, it's drizzly, you want to cuddle up with a book or a cup of coffee. It's fabulous. It's my favorite time of year. Now, I will even admit though, by end of February, early March, I'm tired of the rain too. And the secret to surviving the gray in Oregon is book a sunny vacation. Go to Palm Springs, go to Mexico, go to Hawaii, even going over to Bend in Central Oregon where it's just going to be higher desert climate with blue skies and brighter days. That can help a little bit. So the rain and the dreariness is a real thing, but it gives us all the green, so I think it's all worth it. Number three, Oregon has an income tax, and our income tax is less than that in California for most things. But this is a surprise that actually can really catch people off guard if you're moving from Nevada, say, with no state income tax. So not as big of a surprise for Californians, but Oregon does have an income tax. Now, what's the best part about our taxes? No sales tax. And I don't think people realize and recognize how much of a savings this is, especially if you are a family that spends money. We have no sales tax on anything, no sales tax on food, no sales tax on clothing, no sales tax on any products of any sort, no sales tax on housing, no sales tax on services. Now, Washington, that's a different story, but for Oregon, no sales tax. That is a quantifiable savings, and I see it rack up every single day. Now, if you live close to the border, obviously you can just cross over and do your shopping on the Oregon side and then we go back to Washington. But if you're in Oregon and you live in Oregon, it's lovely, no sales tax. Now, our liquor is more expensive because our liquor is controlled by the OLCC, the Oregon Liquor Control Commission. So alcohol here is more expensive. So if you're making a trip back home to California, make sure you stock up because it's way cheaper at Costco in California than what you could possibly buy it for on the Oregon side. It's a crazy difference. Number four, Oregon culture is genuinely different than California. It's not the same. I was just talking to some friends about driving and they were saying that drivers in LA know exactly what they're doing. It's fabulous. And that's not my experience at all because here we don't honk. We let people go. We merge. We'll wait for pedestrians. We'll see a pedestrian all the way down there and we'll happily stop and wait for them to slowly mosey their way across the street. And I would never think about honking at someone. You have to really piss me off for me to honk at you. And then if I'm in LA, it's like everybody's honking, everybody's driving fast, everything's going. So maybe no right or wrong, but in Oregon we don't honk. And the culture definitely feels different. We also don't use umbrellas. Yes, it rains here, but no umbrellas. Our umbrellas are one of the ways you know if you're a local or not. If you're using an umbrella, you're not local or you haven't been here very long. That's my experience, at least. Why use an umbrella? It's just a hassle. You'd have to carry it with you all the time, literally. And so there's no point. Grab a great rain jacket with a hood. I pretty much make sure I always have a hood because you never know, and I don't like my hair getting messed up. So have a great jacket, have some waterproof shoes, but no point in an umbrella in my opinion. Number 5, what do Californians love immediately? The breathing space. We don't honk. It's not a bunch of traffic. People do not drive 2 hours commute each direction to get to work here. Our average commute is 20 minutes. Well, I made that up. I don't actually know that's true, but it's about 20 minutes. People don't believe in traffic here. We have traffic. Of course we have traffic, but we don't want long commute times. People want to make it close. People choose to live where they work, choose to live where they're close to everything. They choose that as a lifestyle. And so that culture shift is one of the biggest changes for people moving from California to Oregon, because it would never be acceptable here to commute 2 hours each direction to work. Number 6, Californians who thrive here are the ones who embrace Oregon. It's a little eclectic. It's a little funky. It's a little fun. There's a reason Portlandia TV show exists. Some of it is true. Lots of people have chickens. So if you're going to be successful living here, you have to really embrace what Oregon has to offer. And don't think about it just as a suburb of California or an accessory of California. It really truly does have a different culture and a different vibe. And some of those things are amazing. For example, number 7, the food cart scene is spectacular. This is way better than people from California expect it's going to be. I don't know if there's just not as many food carts there or if they're just not as good. I'm not sure. But our food cart scene is amazing. And it's the creme de la creme of the food scene. Not everybody, but a lot of restaurants who are very successful today started out as a food cart. So it's a great way to really see what that upcoming rising food scene is going to be. And there's a million food carts all around Portland and all around the Oregon area set up for lots of different kinds of cuisines. And it's a fun way to get an idea of local culture. So if you're thinking about moving from California to Oregon, what usually catches people off guard is our gray weathers, no sales tax. We're not San Francisco, we're our own climate, but it's a fabulous, amazing place to live, and I definitely recommend you come check it out. Jenny Turner with Lovejoy Real Estate. If you've enjoyed this content, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It really helps our channel grow. And if you're thinking about buying or selling in Portland or the metro area, reach out, give me a call. I'd love to connect. But if you're thinking about buying or selling in any other market, I have a list of vetted realtors that I would be happy to share with you. These are people that I trust with my own friends and family, and I would be more than happy to make a connection. So Jenny Turner with Lovejoy Real Estate. Catch me on the next one.